Hey guys, and welcome to part 27 of the Resident Evil 6 playthrough. We are finishing off Jake's campaign.
Yay!
And it's Mr. Redfield again.
Yeah? What, you expected me to not come back?
No, I was hoping you would do the Enrico's line in Resident Evil 0. Is that voice Enrico's? Yeah.
No, that's the first game, not 0. Chris, there's a time and a place for everything. This was not the time or the place.
I to tell I knew your father, and I'm the one who killed him. Where I killed him by giving him a bath in lava and a rocket,
I'm
two
going to be
rockets
in the
to
next
face.
game.
And I'm going to have a different body in the next game with a different actor and a different voice.
I think that's the biggest problem, is that they didn't get Roger Craig Smith back for 7.
That's right.
Like, Roger Craig Smith is Chris Redfield.
This is between me and him.
He does such a great job with the character. He's been doing him since 5, folks, all the way back in 2009.
Well, he technically still voices him. I mean, they brought him back for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
That's if Capcom remembers to get him back.
Just promise me you'll
And Ruben Langdon has been doing his motion capture since Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Stop it!
put your gun down.
And then all of a sudden, he's not the mocap in RE7 anymore, I believe. It's like,
Tell me. You just following orders?
this kind of feels forced, to be honest.
Why'd you say that?
It feels like they need to have some sort of rivalry between Chris and Jake, just because Wesker was his mortal enemy, because he's a Wesker himself. Like, they have to have some sort of tension between the two.
I suppose so. Just for the sake of popularity, I guess, instead of trying to have a Wesker who's actually good. Well, I would say Jake has got a good heart, but he's a bit of a douche.
Not to mention, he's really young, so he's emotionally overwhelmed by all this as well. And again, Chris just drops that on him out of fucking nowhere, so how would you take that if you're that age? Doesn't it pissed off you? That's another small problem the game has, is that you end up watching some of the same cutscenes over again.
They don't change anything.
Yeah.
And neither does this, folks. This entire section that we went through in Chris's campaign, exactly the same.
Yeah.
The only difference is that depending on if you decide to swap characters in the excuse me, in the elevator sections, you can get unique dialogue between them all.
Like, Piers gets all annoyed at Jake for almost killing Chris.
Like, you can have different partners. Like, you can have like Chris with Piers, Chris with Jake, Chris with Sherry, and all. And again, you get unique dialogue.
And Jake is like saying to Chris, "You and I are not done talking here. You've got a lot of explaining left to do."
But for this playthrough, me and Abby are just gonna stick together.
Like, here we get the dialogue
This is the standard dialogue, if you want to call it that,
between Chris and Piers.
and Jake and Sherry.
Kid had the right to know.
Yeah, so while they have their own band of enemies to deal with, we'll get our enemies as well.
I remember this when we were doing a practice run for Chris playthrough. Didn't you shoot me with acid rounds with a grenade launcher?
Maybe.
So like, the funniest thing about it was that oh goddamn, Jake kicking ass there.
You were saying?
Like, we were going up this elevator. I had heavy lag as well, so it wasn't exactly the smoothest run through. And then Andrew pulls out a grenade launcher out of nowhere and shoots me with the acid rounds. And Chris is like staggering around. And then he heals me, and then I go, "Thanks." And the look on Chris's face was like, oh, you know the part where you pick up the C4 right before he punches the ground and he's got an angry face? The same exact face after I went, "Thanks," when you shot me with the acid rounds.
It's like you're doing your best Mudley impression.
But that's not all. There's more. He then went on, after I got shot by a sniper Joavo and fell on my ass, he then went on to shoot me again while I was down on the ground with the acid rounds.
I just had to, alright?
Why?
You're a big boy, you can take it.
It's acid! Why are you shooting?
Oh, waste, you'll survive.
See, folks, he tries to justify murder. It's like Shane from The Walking Dead. He's insane. Haha, how do you like it? Yeah, and because you're moving on the platform here,
it makes it
fucks
difficult.
up your aim.
It fucks up your aim, aye. It makes it difficult.
I think the rotating platform in Chapter 5, free of RE5, was even worse, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Abby's not doing too well there.
Don't worry, I have some spare.
I don't have any hair for you to spray. No. Random rock out of nowhere.
No, what was it in
Survivors. I know exactly what you're talking about. You picked up the rocket, and I was playing a stealthy game, and then I was like, it better not be the rocket that I picked up. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
You turned around,
and then I see him firing it. I'm like, and it's the rocket, and he just kills me with one shot.
What was funny for me is that it didn't even see your body. You just died in a puff of smoke.
No, you just go flying way backwards. The smoke was hiding it.
Hey, Steve, remember how much of a pain in the arse this thing was on the first time?
Yeah, died at least twice here.
Because we didn't know the general strategy at the time. But since we already did it with Jake, we already did that with Chris's campaign, we don't need to deal with it just now. We're going to escape the facility.
Wait, what? This is my time to shine. I'm the PSA captain.
We already had your moment, Chris.
Oh, come on. There's room for a little more, isn't there?
Wait until Resident Evil 7, then you can have your moment.
But I'm not Roger Craig Smith there.
You're still Mr. fucking Redfield.
There's no way they can take that thing.
This is where Jake finally embraces his own destiny and realizes what he needs to do. Like, this is a really great scene by Troy. He does a great work here. Especially this next line coming up here. I love this line.
I'm not my father. I want to make damn sure that it stays that way.
That's a great line.
We're getting out of here. Save the
You know, with your knowledge in the voice dialogue and actors and all, I'm surprised you didn't look into the industry for a job role. even if you start minor, like doing grunts and all, and then you work your way up.
Yeah, it's not easy though, because what you need to do is you pretty much have to work your way up through acting. Like, you have to go for like theater and all that stuff, because that's advice that, like, Johnny on Bosch, Troy Baker, and Nolan North and all that have for people, is that try and pursue a career in acting, and if it divulges into voice acting, then try it from there. Because they all have their own different paths of how they ended up in this business. Johnny on Bosch would never have gotten to where he is now if he hadn't been on Power Rangers. And there was also another martial arts movie he had to dub over because the sound went all bad when they were working on it, and someone heard him and they were like, hey, you do a good hero voice, and he got the role of Trigun. That was his first ever role, and the rest is history.
Cool. By the way, I'm getting a serious case of deja vu, aren't you?
Lava. Oh wait, Lava, just like the final fight with Wesker.
What is it with Capcom rehashing their ideas? And
Speaking of rehashing, and look who's back.
don't worry, folks, this is the last final round against this big Ustanak. And what's his weapon of choice?
A wrecking ball.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Now, I can't say why because it's a massive spoiler, but
The game's over 6 years old. I don't think spoilers matter anymore.
But just in case, just for those who are like wondering why he's even still coming after us at this point, he's really sad about something. Like, it actually states in the files somewhere that he's actually really sad about something that happened, and he's going after them.
Why?
You probably know what it is, but
No, actually, because I only saw this thing as just a creature.
it's to do with what we'll see in the next campaign.
Right, for this point, we have to take. We can't fight him up here because it's too unstable, so we have to take the fight somewhere else.
It's like,
And yes, by the way, folks, if you get hit by that wrecking ball, it will make a gonk sound, like gong.
and as you can see, Jake and Sherry are also, like, their clothes are all battered up and stuff, and they have like marks on their face due to how much they've been through. All characters get those marks.
By the way, run in this platform, run all the way here, and this is where you get your final your second to last emblem in this chapter.
Oh, is this it? Have another one of those Jake only ones?
No, both players can get it. It's right there.
But that's a dead end.
Now don't watch. He can hit you from a distance, like that. Oof. What do you mean hit? I didn't
Probably
punch
damage.
him.
I think the game's just looking for you dealing a certain amount of damage.
Yeah, you do a necessary amount of damage and they'll initiate to the next phase.
Or just the dialogue in general.
Aye. But just same strategy, just shoot him until the next scene happens.
There's some dialogue you don't get if you're playing 2 players, which is honestly really weird for some reason.
They did that in Resident Evil 5 as well.
Yeah. Chris with Roboros and Kono in Chapter 5 too. Flame on, asshole! If you're playing a Sheva. You have to be playing solo though to get that.
Yeah, to get that. And I'm running out of machine gun bullets.
By the way, that slam, if you get put in a dying status by that, you're fucked. Because the lava will kill you immediately afterwards.
Aye.
We'll do whatever it takes to kill us.
That'd be some shit actually if during this whole entire fight, Wesker pops up on the opposite side just looking and watching.
Dad! What are you doing here? No, you know what? Forget it!
Capcom would do something like that in order to bring him back.
Yeah, they're like trying to tease that maybe Wesker may be still alive. Come on, like, he's dead and buried. Move on.
But then again, we all enjoyed this performance by DC
Yeah.
Douglas, so...
I've met DC Douglas as well. He's a really, really fun guy. Great with the fans.
They shake QTEs with it. I shocked the
And we should both,
hell out of him.
and you should both be dead right there, because
Yeah.
electrocuted.
Oh no, our weapons are useless. Right, at this point, the fight is gonna continue on from Abby's point of view, where Ustanak does something smart for
This
once.
is really funny.
So now Abby has to take on this thing with just her bare fists.
Settle this mano a mano.
There will be QTs for like counters and all that, but all she needs to do is just beat the shit out of it with her fists, and then she'll end the fight. Meanwhile, I can only assist her by going up to the top platform here and initiate these, I'm guessing, cargo containers,
Yeah.
and put them onto a right track. If they hit the Ustanak, he will be stunned.
You only get one chance at this.
No, you get multiple chances.
Oh,
it just
do you?
takes its time to reload, so to speak.
Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard that it might actually be possible to suplex Ustanak here. But
I think it is, depending on how much, if you take a counter or damage or anything like that.
With Jake. I don't know, I've never actually seen it, but if that is true, like, I've never seen it.
I'm sure it is. Someone's already done it. But this is all I can do at this point, folks.
Yeah.
It's up to Abby at this point.
Yeah, and you can only get hit a certain amount of times
And
as well.
she's done it. So from this, all this is from Abby's perspective, and her screen actually. It'll be QTs, which is just basically mash the X button, and that's it.
Cocoon punch!
And that's it.
That's it for the Ustanak. And just like what,
Pinky promise this time, I'm sure.
just like Mr. Sutton Bravo, he has a bath in lava.
Yeah, so we can't possibly be still alive. But no, serious? No, that's him. Now the only thing left to do is get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, the place is collapsing. Traditional Resident Evil, you have to escape a facility.
Is there any game that didn't have a self-destruct sequence?
I don't think so.
Resident Evil 3, near the end of the game, had a timer, which you did have to beat the game and quick enough, otherwise you would get blown up in the city. 2, you had the time limit to, what was it, use the cable car? With
Yeah.
the train system? Mm-hmm. And
4 was the jet ski. 5, well, there you go, 5 actually.
Right.
No, Resident
Yeah.
Evil 5, in the final boss in the volcano.
Outbreak 2, I never finished 1 because I got stuck on it years ago, but Outbreak 2 didn't. I don't know if that did have a self-destruct system, but I know there wasn't. The only sort of timer in that was the viral gauge.
Right, last section here, this is the cargo train, where they transport weapons. But this thing
And
is...
we should have, and you both should have immediately flew off that. That's
Yeah.
it, the end of the game. You're both dead.
Yeah, this thing is obviously fast.
This is fast.
Yeah, and there's no goddamn steering.
It's almost as fast as Sonic.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Come on! The lava failed us. The lava never fails us.
Right, but this is pathetically easy though, folks. It's QTE the battle.
No. On the PS3, you had to press L1 and R1, one after the other, and hold the button you pressed previously, then press the button next and hold that. If you fucked that up, you would go back.
That was fucking annoying.
They've changed it.
Yeah, they've patched it up where all you need to do is just hold down the R2 button. You don't even need to mash it, folks. You just hold down the button and it will automatically do the QT for you.
There's a lot of improvements in PS4, X1 versions of the game. I don't know if the PC version got these same like updates or that, but
I'm gonna say yeah.
Maybe.
But what we have to do, folks, is climb to the top and launch all the cargo that we can on the Ustanak, because remember, at this point we don't have any weapons.
If Ustanak gets close enough to you, which is now impossible in this version of the game, unless you're a sadist who wants to watch your character die, he'll try and throw you off the platform for instant death.
I have no idea what the hell is all the fire at the back. Is it supposed to be the fire exploding from the lava?
Maybe the facility's blown up.
Oh great, he's learned from Batman. He's got a grapple hook on.
Christ!
And he's lost his legs though, so he's close to dying.
We're gonna need a railgun like Gel had to use in Resident Evil 3.
No, what about the hook shot from Resident Evil 0?
That isn't even a weapon! Fuck that thing. It's a key item and you have to use it multiple times throughout the game. And it takes 2 slots.
You have to get to this Magnum before he does. And you see that glowing weak spot? Shoot it.
Yeah. And just like Wesker, Jake gets to use the awesome ass Magnum. Quick time event, by the way. Mess that, you're dead.
Aye. You know, this bloody thing's one determinated creature. I mean, look. Even in the after getting shot, he's willing to do anything.
Hell, Nemesis was literally reduced to a blob before you finished it off. If you chose to finish it off in the last live selection at the end of the game.
Now he's gone.
Finally! And that is it.
Yeah, that is it for Jake's campaign.
You saved my Wesker blood.
Do you think Wesker will now take the... Do you think Jake will now take the Wesker surname?
The mantle? Probably. If we ever actually see him again, because you know what Capcom's like with not bringing back characters. Billy Cohen, Sheva Alomar, who else? Ark Thompson from Resident Evil Survivor. Who else? I'm trying to think.
Now, for once in Resident Evils, actually, the ending music is a vocal theme. And this is called At the End of a Long Escape. Basically, it sums up how Jake's journey throughout the entire campaign with Sherry by his side.
From money grubber to world savior.
I will admit, at first, because Troy Baker also is a singer, I thought that was him singing the song as well. It sounded like him. But it's a good song. So, overall thoughts, Stevie, on Jake's campaign?
This is my least favourite. But because of Chapter 2. This campaign tries to do way too much. Like, at least with Chris's campaign, I know you don't like that one very much. That at least stays on one linear pathway and does just one thing, action. This goes all over the place.
I have to agree with that. Even though, like I said, I do think Chris's campaign is the worst because it is straight up Gears of War, and
that sticks to that one aspect.
I know what you mean, but it gets boring. To me, it gets boring, especially when you get to the second half of Chapter 3 and onwards.
Yeah.
But with Jake, yeah, I will admit, it goes all over the place, but at least it tries to be different instead of being the same thing as Chris's campaign, which I thought would have been even worse.
Plus, the homage to RE3 is nice as well, with Ustanak.
With the Ustanak, aye.
And of course, Troy Baker.
And bringing back Sherry Birkin. Can you not believe that people thought that when the trailer was out that they thought it was Ashley?
I did as well. Because we didn't know who it was at first. They never said who it was.
So overall thought for me is that this is my second least favorite of the 4 campaigns. Not again, not all the campaigns are bad. It's just mediocre at best.
Because they try to do so much in
Yeah.
this game and they
But-
don't know what they're doing.
But I will say Chapter 2 is the worst for me, for Jake anyway, because of that stealth section and the really, really, really picky avalanche section.
There's Ruben Langdon up at the top there for the Just Cause Productions.
And the beginning of Chapter 3 can be a little bit tedious, especially when you don't know how to get through that section without being spotted where they punish you badly for it.
Yeah. Where you can end up getting on a pad. And all you have to fight it off if you're Sherry is a damn stun rod. It's like, come on, Capcom.
As for Jake as a character, I'm okay with him actually.
Yeah, I love Troy's performance as a character. He brings a lot to him. The only problem... Oh, there's Dan Southworth. There's a wire coordinator. Dan Southworth, who's a...
All it takes is just one name for you to get easily distracted, doesn't it?
Yeah. He was the voice of Virgil and the motion capture for Virgil and Devil May Cry 3 and Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition.
Anyway, you were saying about Troy?
I love Troy's work as Jake. He does a great job of the character. He has enough snarkiness and charm to keep him really engaged as a character. The only problem is that he comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. I think it would have been better if they maybe teased it at the last game, but like you said, they did a poor job
Comes out
hiding.
of nowhere.
Well, he comes out of nowhere, but then they also did a poor job trying to hide the fact that he's Wesker's son.
Yeah, they literally spoiled that in one of the trailers for the game.
They shouldn't have put that in the trailers.
Where Ada literally says, "You're Wesker Jr."
Aye. Right, that is it for Jake's campaign. Here's your voice actors, folks, if you're interested.
Yay! And we'll
So-
also get...
So, in the next part, we're going to conclude Resident Evil 6 with Ada 1's campaign.
which can be played co-op.
Yeah, but this playthrough I decided to go through it by myself. So, with that, I'm Andrew.
I'm Steven.
We are Cal Gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see yous for Ada 1's campaign.
Wesker's blood sample was handed over to the UN's leading researchers, along with 6 months' worth of test results retrieved from Neo Umbrella's archives. With the data now in the right hands, things seem to be finally settling down. Following Jake's rescue, BSAA officials classified his relationship to Albert Wesker as top secret, recognizing the threat it could pose to global security.